Fugitive cocaine lord Pablo Escobar.
Escobar, a ruthless killer,
a bloodthirsty gangster,
one of the world's most hunted men.
Pablo Escobar, the king of cocaine in the world of the mafia. Every name has weight, every handshake, a test, every secret, a death sentence waiting. This is Mob Stories, real tales from inside organized crime, not the movie version, the one they never wanted told. We're covering 100 made men and their associates, the rise, the power, the blood they left behind, from Chicago to Sicily, Queens to Medellín. If they live by the code, we're telling their story. Subscribe, because in this world, loyalty is rare and memory deadly. The street kid, Pablo Emilio Escobar Gaviria, was born in 1949 in Rio Negro, Colombia, the son of a farmer and a school teacher. But from the start, Pablo wanted more than books and crops.
Fundador del MAS, ¿por qué no se lo había dicho al país antes? ¿Por qué lo dijo cuando se sintió acorralado por las pruebas que presentó mi compañero en la Cámara del Congreso?
He started small, stealing tombstones, sanding off names and reselling them to smugglers. Then he moved to car theft, smuggling appliances, even selling fake lottery tickets. By 20, he was known in the Medellín underworld as El Patron, a man who could get anything, anywhere, for the right price. Few know this, his first major hustle wasn't cocaine, it was smuggling Marlboro cigarettes from Panama. That trade taught him logistics, contacts, and corruption. Lessons he'd used to build an empire of powder and blood. The cocaine boom. In the mid-1970s, Escobar saw something new, a white powder sweeping through Miami nightclubs. Cocaine? He saw not addiction, but opportunity. He partnered with traffickers like Carlos later, using private airstrips in the Colombian jungle to send product north. By 1980, Escobar controlled 80% of the world's cocaine trade.
For the key to our anti-drug strategy, my very reason for being here this afternoon is not to announce another short-term government offensive.
His fleet included over 140 aircraft and 20 boats, including a personal Learjet used only to deliver cash. Less known, Escobar also bought 2 submarines from Soviet engineers to move cocaine underwater. An operation that stunned U.S. intelligence when they discovered it years later. At his peak, he earned an estimated $420 million a week, but money wasn't his goal. Robin Hood of Medellín. To the poor, Pablo was a savior. He built soccer fields, schools, and thousands of homes in the barrios. He gave money to widows, paid hospital bills, even built entire neighborhoods. Barrio Pablo Escobar still stands today.
Más preciado que tengo en mi vida, mi esposa, mis amigos, mis compañeros de oficina y de trabajo, porque es gente que pertenece al municipio de Envigado.
He'd drive through slums, tossing cash out the window. Silver for the people, and it worked. When the police came looking, they found silence. People would rather die than betray the man who fed their children. But behind the charity was terror. Plata o plomo. Escobar had a rule, plata o plomo, silver or lead. Take the bribe or take the bullet. Judges, police, politicians, all faced the choice. He ordered assassinations with a phone call. Entire newspapers were bombed for printing his name. In 1984, he had Justice Minister Rodrigo Lara Bonilla murdered for daring to investigate his empire. He even infiltrated Colombia's Congress, getting elected as an alternate representative, until a rival exposed him publicly. That rival, Rodrigo Lara, didn't live to regret it.
Escobar was 100 times worse than I thought. He was a maniac.
Few know this. Escobar once paid $2 million to destroy all copies of a newspaper that ran a story linking him to the drug trade, the war with the state. By the late 80s, Escobar was at war with his own country. When Colombia's government agreed to extradite traffickers to the U.S., Escobar unleashed hell. He funded car bombs, assassinated presidential candidates, and turned Medellín into a war zone. In 1989, a plane exploded mid-air. Avianca Flight 203, killing 110 innocent people. The bomb was meant for a political rival. That same year, a bomb at Colombia's security headquarters killed more than 50 people. But here's something few outside Colombia know. Escobar didn't just rely on violence. He used propaganda. He secretly financed a tabloid paper and radio stations to paint himself as a patriotic rebel, fighting corrupt elites. For many Colombians, it worked. LA Catedral, the prison he built. When the government couldn't kill him, they made a deal.
a TKO program, which is that we were targeting Escobar all over the world.
In 1991, Escobar surrendered, but on his terms, he built his own prison, La Catedral, complete with a soccer field, bar, jacuzzi, and a waterfall. He lived there like a king, hosting parties, meeting mistresses, and continuing to run his empire by phone. When two of his lieutenants stole from him, he had them tortured and killed. In July 1992, Colombian officials tried to move him to a real prison. Escobar simply walked out, vanishing into the mountains. The hunt, the manhunt that followed, was legendary. The DEA joined forces with Colombian police and a vigilante group called Los Pepes, made up of Escobar's enemies.
So towards the end, Escobar was running without strong leaders, terrorist bodyguard.
Few know this. Los Pepes were secretly funded by the Cali cartel, Escobar's rivals, and even received quiet help from U.S. agents. For over a year, Escobar lived like a ghost, changing safe houses daily, talking to his family over radio. But technology caught up. In December 1993, authorities triangulated his call to his son. The signal led them to a rooftop in Medellín, the fall of the king. On December 2, 1993, Colombian forces closed in. Escobar ran across the rooftops, firing his pistol. A bullet struck him in the ear, the fatal shot. Whether it was suicide or a soldier's bullet, no one knows. But the king of cocaine was dead.
With Escobar, I think the world saw the invention of narco-terrorism to reach that level of violence that the world had never seen.
Crowds gathered. Some wept, others cheered. At his funeral, over 25,000 people attended. Mothers, gangsters, priests, and children who'd grown up under his shadow. Aftermath and legacy. After his death, his family fled the country under false names. His wife and children moved to Argentina. His son, now known as Sebastian Marroquin, became an architect and speaks publicly about his father's crimes. Escobar's fortune? Mostly gone, seized, buried, or burned. And yet, his myth lives on. Few remember that his pet hippos escaped his private zoo, and today their descendants roam wild across Colombia. Pablo Escobar is gone, but his legend, like those hippos, grew beyond control. Pablo Escobar built an empire of fear, charity, and contradiction. He was a monster to some, a hero to others, and proof that power without limits always destroys itself. In the end, his empire drowned in its own wealth, and the man who wanted to be loved died alone, on a rooftop, hunted by the world he once ruled. This has been another mob story, one of 100 tales of power, loyalty, and downfall. Subscribe now to Mob Stories, because the streets don't forget, and neither do we.